just taking me back to the cafeteria, the lunch tables, boom. Yes, you get it.
Okay.
She got it. Clips.
Yes.
Or the clips for some people who call them the clips.
Yeah, they actually was on Breakfast Club talking about that. Like, is it the clips or clips?
Clips.
But it's
clips.
clips.
But black people is the clips.
It's the clips.
Okay, we're gonna call you what we want to.
They shut it down on Tiny Desk.
Oh,
now,
yes.
you all have had that experience. How was it to see them do it, and how your experience actually was?
Well, of course, them doing it was phenomenal. I'm not just saying that just to say that, of course, because I'm gonna tell the truth if it's not.
Gotcha.
But it was definitely inspiring, especially considering that they are still upholding the essence of hip hop.
Yes.
Shout out to my homie DJ Doechii. He was the DJ for them as well during that session. And for me personally, with our Tiny Desk, we gave our own vibes, and she still included me as the DJ,
correct,
MC host, which is something that is very a part of the hip hop culture. So just us doing that, Black American, literally hip hop culture, just taking it to the next level. I mean, it was just legendary. So I was inspired, and I'm definitely happy for that.
Yeah, it definitely reminded us of what real hip hop storytelling sounds like, and it took us back to a golden era. I feel like one of the biggest things that I'm hearing around the conversation with clips, right, is just their age. Like, there's this big, huge focus on their age and all the things versus like really just being mindful that even if you weren't a part of that generation, they were very big on the art of storytelling.
Yes.
And right now, I brought up to my producer, TR, I feel like the younger artists or the younger generation their art is of influencing, right? Does that make sense? Around the content creator era, all of the things, but we're not getting any stories. Like, how do you see the difference in the two, and then how you're connecting to both, right? So you're still finding ways to kind of like work with Doechii on making sure that you guys are like, because when you guys are on stage, like they're giving us something per every song. Like, it might be just a general theme of how, the stage is set up or the show is set up or what have you. But then there's like, I feel like there's a story being told when you guys are on stage together and you're doing all the things, no matter how quickly the set is or how long the set is. It's like, you guys are a part of that, right? But at the same time, y'all are influencing us too. Like, I guarantee you somebody's gonna be having these braids. And then, style wise, you guys are always on point. So there's ways to merge the two.
Yes.
How do you see that?
Well, for the newer generation, I think is for them, like you said, I do agree. It is because I think I'm in the setting of being the bridge of both. I can be with the newer generation and understand, but I also come from an older school of hip hop as well, too, being a 90s baby, So for me personally, I do see sometimes the disconnect with them trying to create, because storytelling is very much so hip hop itself. Yes. But at the same time, I'm not mad at what they're doing, because hip hop also is experimental, So you have to take chances and try new things, because hip hop is only 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? So it's still fairly young, although they say it's a young man's sport, I don't think necessarily it's a young man's sport. I think it's
not anymore.
Not anymore. I think is well, to be honest, I don't think it ever been. I think it was always just about a sport of intelligence and maturity. And if you know how to be intelligent and mature as an artist as well as a business person, you can have longevity. And I think that's what the artists that we're seeing, because Nas is still touring.
Right.
Clips, just dropped their album. Right. We have a lot of Wu-Tang. They can still sell out, if they want to.
We're getting a lot of 20-year-old album anniversry, 30 album, anniversary tours and stuff like that. So the need is there because people still want to hear it.
I think the reason why I would say it was a young man's game is not anymore, because I think hip hop is like video games and sneakers. Like video games, when I was a young kid, like older people didn't play video games because video games came up in the 80s. Like if you was like born in the 60s, like people, they didn't play video games. Now it's 40, 50-year-old people play video games because we grew up like that. Sneakers. Right. It's people 40, 50 wear their J's, and it's common. Like when you back in the 80s, you start wearing J's, like, man, you sit your old behind that. But with rap now, with hip hop, now it's like, okay, you can have the clips, drop an album, and I think it's growing with us because we're growing up. And it's going to get to the point, to your point, it's still young. Once hip-hop gets like 70, 80, then it'll just be across the board because the people that's like rapping in the 70s, like, you can't tell me I can't rap because I grew up doing this. You can't tell me I can't wear sneakers.
Yeah.
I grew up doing this. That's why I would say that.
But also, even with the older generation, we have to be mindful, like with the influencer culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is younger folks, I feel like people are missing a market for those who are older, who have more experience, who have, like, this is what we did. Like, I mean, i.e., for example, Pharrell. Pharrell can do anything right now.
He's a good example of that.
Literally, he's bridging. He's in the bridge. Like, he's going to reach all
The bridge.
generations. Right? Yes, there
Okay,
you
go
go.
ahead.
See, you caught it. But you get my point. And I think one of the videos I saw previously, if I could bring that up real quickly, is that Cleo Trapper, she said people are going broke trying to keep up with the influencer culture.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating because I know for you all work with various brands and all the things. And I think that that's amazing. But also I think what's real about you guys is you guys are very honest,
yes.
you know, in doing that. So
we're going to tell you if your breath stink. We're honest, okay?
Right, like down to that.
You need that
but
good.
like,
you.
But like even
Your
if
breath smell like booty cheeks, you gonna know.
Much.
Hey, that's important, especially she a DJ. People, I know people in the booth like, hey, Miss Milan,
yo,
hey, yo, no, listen,
And
look
I be
what I was
like-
thinking.
And you sound just like them. Okay.
Like, yo, I'm saying, like, yo, you cute
No,
though. Like,
too
yo,
much.
can I
But I
can
just
I
feel
go on tour
like-
with you?
I feel like but if you're in the bridge, you're able to decipher what's
Yes.
real and what's basically the internet or virtual, right?
Yes,
And I
yes.
think that's where the lines are being blurred, you know? How do you
Yeah.
feel about that? Especially, you know, because I feel like DJs are artists too.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna
100%.
hold you. Like, I've heard various comments. They're not. No, there's DJs that's having
Yeah.
whole ass tours and shows. They're artists
yeah,
too.
headlining and doing the thing. Yeah.
But in the interim of like influencer culture and all of the things, it's like, how do you make sure that you're still being authentic to you online and offline?
I'm just very transparent. I
Mhm.
think even in my journey of just social media, you know, because I come from the era where social media was, you know, presented and it started to become a thing. I've always kept my integrity and just who I am to the forefront because I really feel like I can't be fake because it's nothing beneficial to that. You know, you may have temporary wins and relationships from it, but nothing really lasts. I think being authentic brings the true audience to you, which is why
Gotcha.
we're seeing that now with, you know, what's happening in music. You kind of had the whole beef with Drake and Kendrick,
Right.
and everyone was like, hold on. Maybe there is something that we were kind of, you know, missing, and no offense, but everybody's a great artist. Both Drake and Kendrick are both great artists, but you do have your sections of what is relatable versus what is just a facade, if you want to be honest, you know, and that's just with all levels of music.
And that's an industry thing too.
It is an
We
industry
have to
thing.
be
You're trying to
honest
sell
about
a story.
that. Correct.
You're trying to sell a story,
Correct.
sell a
Entertainment.
product. It's entertainment.
Versus actually having the story, right? You know,
And then selling
living
it.
the
And
life,
living it.
and then
Yes.
selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She
there's
don't
a
like Drake.
difference.
Oh.
And don't.
Oh, okay. No wonder.
See, I like Drake. She don't like
You
Drake.
see,
Moving
I thought it was the air, but it was really the coldness
right,
from
right.
your
It
heart
was
when I
very
said his name. Okay.
Ice cold.
I was like, okay.
Right.
Got you.
Yeah. I'm like, let me go ahead and put that out there. Dawn is not a Drake fan.
She got me ready for the
I
Iceman
like
album.
Drake. I like
Okay.
both.
It's not. Yeah.